And Tim Tebow, all the talk around the nation tonight, even TMZ saying he has done it again.
Dr. Dan Lasich from Northland Church is joining us now. You've got a background in both coaching and ministry, so you're the perfect guy to talk to about this. Tim Tebow takes a lot of heat, not only for his throwing motion, I should do with my left arm, but also, you know, wearing his religion basically on his sleeve. Where do you stand on that? An athlete showing his faith as much as Tim Tebow does?
You know, everybody's got a different temperament. I've got no problem with how Tim expresses his faith. I don't see him grabbing anybody by the collar and saying, hey, you have to believe this.
Right.
He just says, this is who I am. This is what I believe. And everybody else does that with their values and who they are as well. So I don't have a problem with
it. Now, you're a Steeler fan, and Troy Polamalu, he's a very religious man as well, and yet you don't hear about it from him.
Troy's much more quiet about it, still as active, serves the community, you know, lives out his faith, but just does it in a different way. He's a different personality.
Yeah. Let me ask you this, though, because words are used to describe Tim Tebow's success on the field. Words like miracle and higher power at work here. Does that bother you that people, you know, assume that?
Well, I think the struggle you run into, let's take yesterday's game. People say, see, God helped Tim win. Well, did God abandon Troy?
Right, exactly.
I think where it comes in is, and I think both those guys would agree with this from what I've heard them say, their faith is part of who they are. It's what makes them the athlete they are, the competitor they are. It makes them the person they are, how they approach their teammates, and how they respond to victories and losses. So their faith matters in their game, but that doesn't necessarily mean that God intervened and made this thing happen for one or the other.
Is it sort of analogous to where did Brett Favre's bravado come from? Did it come from just being a good old boy from Louisiana, and for whatever reason, Tim Tebow's bravado or confidence comes from his deep-seated faith in God?
Yeah, there's a lot of similarities. I mean, you wouldn't separate out Brett as the quarterback from Brett, the guy that grew up where he did and has all that competitive fire. That's who he is. Same thing with Tim. Who he is a guy who loves Jesus, has this faith that guides his life, gives him confidence, helps him deal with adversity, and I think also gives him a motivation to say, I'm going to use the gifts God has given me to the best I possibly can, not for his own glory, but for people to say, hey, my God's a wonderful God.
Well, he's a heck of a role model, and I think John Owe is going to keep him around for another year, that's for sure. Dan, good to talk to you.
Good to talk with you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.